Yeah, that vehicle over there, I've had it 7 months. I put 27,000 miles on it. Running between bases. I went out to Birmingham, Alabama, and showed them how to start a program out there. You know, it's it's constant work. It's constant work, and that's what Lewis can vouch for this. We don't get much sleep.
I don't get sleep.
I think I slept 3 hours last night, and then I had to come down here, and then we got to go back. So it's it's constant work, but I brought my 17-year-old son out to Alpha Base up there in Mesa, and he got to see what we do. His buddy saw my car parked out here, and he was like, "Your dad's living at a homeless camp? What's going on?" And my son was embarrassed. And then I took him out there to the base and showed him how we operate, what we do. Went out, did, food box drops and clothing drops.
You guys brought a vet back. You brought an Army Ranger back too. Who's part of that when you guys brought the Army Ranger back?
And all of these different, areas in Phoenix that are just so badly hurting, but we just can't seem to get a camp there yet, but we're working on it. But when we went to go home, my son was like, "I can't believe this is what you do." And I said, "You feel that right there? You feel it right there?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "That's called pride." I'm all, "You did good work today." And that's how we get paid.
Batman.
How you doing?
Good. I'm glad to finally meet you. I've been watching you a little bit on social media.
Well, it's a very active position that I have. I'm constantly running between bases. I mean, I've had this baby for, I don't know, I think 7-8 months. I put 27,000 miles on her.
27,000 miles.
Yeah.
Wow, that's more than a quarter of 1,000 or a quarter of 100.
It's she's definitely served our veterans right. I get lots of attention with her. People asking questions all the time. I'm able to tell them about VOP and get more donations coming in, that kind of thing. She's been the chase vehicle for multiple events, with our Blue Stripe program, she gets requested at a lot of different events.
Okay. So she's kind of like a billboard, so to speak,
Yeah,
but a flashier one.
Yeah, she's a rolling show car, and it helps us make lots of contacts and let people know about the organization and what we're out here trying to do. I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity for me to go out and serve the community and serve my fellow veterans and, raise awareness, about the 22 veteran suicides every day. And I also work the veteran suicide hotline, so I hear all the stories and I talk to a lot of people and we need all the help that we can get out here.
Okay, well, it sounds like you devote a lot of your time towards veteran suicide. Is there a personal story that kind of has inspired you to spend so much time? Because I know when people who devote themselves to such a subject, usually it has something personal to go with it. Is there something you want to share as far as that?
I have, I've lost a lot of friends, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen to other people, and I mean, I talk to a lot of veterans every day and try to keep them from giving up hope, and coming out here. That's why I tell people all the time, you come out to the base, if you got an hour, come out, sit down, chat with people, get to know them.
Just hang out.
Yeah, just hang out, It's not always about, hey, can you bring us cases of water? Or can you bring us food? you know, can you give us some time? You know, that that means so much to, the men and women that are out here that, you know, may not have family anymore. We have a lot of older veterans, we have a lot of younger ones, and it's one of those things where, just giving them that hour,
Just some acknowledgement.
acknowledgement, and just make them smile. You know, I mean, we've got people in recovery, and that just need somebody to talk to. We've got uh, guys that have guys and girls that have been through hell, been through war, been through, their friends dying, and they just need somebody to make them smile.
And you're not just a volunteer, but you're also a veteran yourself, right?
Yes, I am. I'm the co-founder of the organization with Lewis. It's one of those things. He's the civilian, I'm the veteran, and we work together, and we work with lots of different organizations and churches and ministries, and and we do the best that we can to reach as many people as possible.
And you seem to be doing just that, man.
We're making strides. I mean, we went from you know being harassed by the government to being protected by them now. And that's that was a huge stride for us when the governor stepped in and said, leave them alone.
Which governor?
Governor, who is it? Busey?
Ducey?
Ducey?
Doug Ducey.
Yep. And you know, Mayor Greg Stanton up there in Phoenix has shut down Camp Charlie, and kind of chased us out, and then a week later turned around and said, that Phoenix has a zero homeless veteran population. Really? Because I got 83 of them right here. So it's
that's quite an accomplishment in itself. I've talked to other homeless advocates who have tried to do homeless issues up in Phoenix, and they say they just throw you in jail. I mean, they pretty much have effectively shut up homeless activism. But here you are as a homeless activist, and you've actually earned the respect. How do you think that happened?
A lot of hard work, a lot of hours.
A lot. Did you have to butt some heads?
Yeah, we've bumped heads with with different organizations, but we've got a lot of respect from law enforcement now. Instead of going out and arresting these guys for being homeless, they bring them to us and say, "Hey, can you help them?" And we get them connected with organizations like CBI and Valley Hospital, get them into rehab, get them into housing, get them into, get them the benefits that they need, and get them transitioned off the street and into housing.
So it was basically letting law enforcement see what you were actually doing and not just make rash assumptions.
Yeah, and it took some time, and it took a lot of PR work, and that's kind of where Lewis and I are.
A lot of diplomatic.
Oh yeah, a lot of diplomacy.
Well, and then being a police officer, they say it's one of the hardest jobs there is, and I know being a police officer, you generally see the worst side of people. In every situation.
I'm a paramedic, and when you're a first responder, when you're in law enforcement, firefighter, paramedic, you see people at their worst hour. You see them when they are just absolutely broken. When
and that's the majority of what you see, right?
Yeah. And when you see somebody's house burning down and you're the responding paramedic, that's really no different than what I do out here. I spend time with people and try to help them, rebuild. And we have got such an amazing
support group?
Support group, especially down here in Tucson. You know, that, I mean, up in Phoenix now we've got MCSO and DPS helping us out. We've got our base up in Dewey, which is doing amazing. And it when Lewis and I sat down and did the annual report, we were both just blown away. I mean, we don't take a single dollar. If you tried to hand me a dollar right now, I can't take it. I'll tell you to go over to Circle K and
buy a water
and get me a gas card. Go buy a bottle of water. Something like that, because we don't take a dollar.
And I guess I understand why that, the virtue in that, but how would you explain that to someone who just quite doesn't get the virtue and the value of not accepting money?
Basically, if we accept cash, then basically the government can step in and start regulating us. Okay.
So it's about freedom.
Yeah, and it's about being able to do what we do, how we do,
independently.
And come down, drop off a gas card. This baby needs gas all the time.
Well, you mentioned you put so many miles. Earlier I got you saying that you went to Birmingham, Alabama?
Yeah, I went out to Birmingham.
How did that even come about?
That's a story for another video.
Oh, it's a long one. Okay.
So, but we've got different people. I got a phone call the other day from Las Vegas that they want me to come up there and show them how to do it.
Really?
Yep. So,
is that in the works then? Is that a part of the plan?
We're still working on it, because we're building Delta. We're trying to get Charlie open. Our focus is here, right now, and.
Well, and then in that matter, say if someone was watching this video, they wanted to start their own VOP style camp. What would be, what kind of suggestions would you have to offer them?
Number one, don't take any money. Number two, build your support structure before you put up a tent.
Okay.
Because we tried to reopen Charlie a little too quick, and we didn't have the support staff, and we ended up with some serious problems. I mean, I got punched. Jeff got assaulted by a bunch of guys with guns, and because he was there by himself. So
that was right at the beginning, right?
No, that was like 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
So you've got to get your support staff in line first. And always remember, don't take money. You can accept gift cards because then it's accountable. Like, somebody gave me a gas card for this. If you look in my car, the receipt's right there.
And it's going for gas. There's no...
I'm not out buying cigarettes with it. I'm not out buying liquor with it. That gas card, or that Shell gift card is going towards fuel for this vehicle, doing all the runs between different bases.
So number one rule, don't fall in the trap of accepting money.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then number two, get a support group before you put up a tent.
Absolutely.
Okay, super. Well, hey, that's a
Two
good
simple
start.
rules, man.
Then from there, you just need to care.
Yeah.
Okay.
And rule 3, take care of yourself.
No, because it can get frustrating at times.
There have been times where I've had 4 hours of sleep in a week.
Well, how about there's times that have there been times where you've been so stressed out that you've actually had to walk away and get some time to yourself too?
Yeah. I mean, there have been times where, Lewis has had to shut down for, a couple of days, and I've had to shut down for a couple of days, and, it's like, because it's very, very rewarding work, but it's a lot of work, and
It helps to get some solitude sometimes so you can reflect and recharge then?
there are times where I'll just hop in my car and play music, and just be like, everybody leave me alone for an hour, and everybody's like, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just leave me alone, and because you just gotta get your mind recentered because you're out here and you're dealing with, you know, uh, you know, oh well, there's a problem with this tent, or hey, we need this, or hey, this is going on, or hey, we need to do this.
Well, you're basically dealing with a lot of the problems that law enforcement and emergency responders deal with then.
Yeah, and there are times where I'll be at a base and I'll be sound asleep, and it's, hey, Batman, we've got an injured vet that just came in. All right, I'm up. So.
And that can happen any time of the day, 24 hours, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been, I've been working till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I get woken up at 2, and I don't get back to bed until like 7, and I get like 30 minutes of sleep, and then it's, hey, Batman, we need your help. Okay, I'm up. So, one of the big things, and that's what I was saying about support staff, and getting your infrastructure built first, is this is not a one-man project. It takes a lot of help. It takes a lot of volunteers, to take care of this many people, and it's one of those things that you can't do it alone. This is not like hey, let's get me and 2 other people together and go do this. It's like, no, you need like 50, 60. We need like 100, kind of thing, because it's a lot of work. And and sometimes staff and that's why I tell people, come down for an hour, come down, chat with them, help them out, and so I can take a nap, because I'm going to be up all night, so, anytime anyone can come down and do anything, we appreciate it.